Today, the Israeli National Security Advisor said that the operation on Rafah might continue until the end of this year. Does the UN what's the UN's response to this kind of prediction?
I mean, it's not so much a response as our position is that we'd like to see a humanitarian ceasefire yesterday, right? So we can't predict what will happen. We're seeing an intensification of the military operation in Gaza. We want a humanitarian ceasefire because civilians need a humanitarian ceasefire to be able to feel safe, to be able to get the humanitarian aid they need, and for the hostages to be released, and for the families of the hostages to see their ordeal end.
I think I guess what I'm trying to ask is, with the deteriorating situation now already, if that continues, what is the ability for the UN to still operate in Gaza?
Well, I mean, I think
we heard
you can self-answer that question in a sense. We've been talking every day about the deteriorating conditions under which we operate. Not just the fact that the fighting is continuing, the fact that the Rafah border crossing remains closed. We saw that the floating pier is now inoperable. The telecommunications companies in Gaza are running out of fuel, which means that there will be no mobile phone service, no access to the internet, which will directly not only impact civilians, but directly impact our ability to operate. Every day that this conflict goes on, our operations become more and more challenging, more and more difficult, more and more dangerous for our colleagues.
And yesterday, Algeria submitted another draft resolution to the Security Council on the situation in Gaza, particularly in Rafah. Will the Secretary General support that draft resolution?
You know well, Dezhi, that these resolutions are for up the member states and their wisdom to decide what to do with them.
Yeah, but basically,
our message to the world, our message to the Security Council, our message to the parties, our message to the countries in the region and beyond has remained the same.
That draft resolution demands the halt of the military operation in Rafah, which the Secretary General urged. It demands ceasefire and release of hostages. That's also what the Secretary General called for.
It sounds like your story is written then.
Okay.
Okay. Benno.
My story isn't written yet.
It is written.
A senior Israeli official has said that the Gaza war, he expects it to continue till the rest of the year. When you heard that, what was your reaction?
Well, your friend Dezhi just asked a question 45
I never listened
seconds
to
ago.
So I'm sorry, I have another question then.
So your story is in fact written.
Yes.